This man shaking his camera, walking around it todo with the sky. Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight we are joined by Mr. On Location, Jeff, Trigger Trey Parker, and humble, not so humble, James.
Not so damn.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on, man? Chilling.
James, wake the fuck up. You sound sleepy as hell, man.
Dude, like, I had some bad Wingstop yesterday. I'm trying to beat that stuff.
Oh, man.
That's the worst, bro. Oof.
Yeah. I hate when people mess up chicken. But
Well,
we're going to be all right.
You should have went to Wayne's Wings.
I should have, bro.
My man.
What you doing?
I should have.
Wow.
That was too far of a drive. But I'm good.
Well, let's not talk about James's Pepto-Bismol syndrome. If we're gonna talk about some shit, let's talk about some NCAA March Madness. Because those finals, man. Whew, I'll tell you what, guys. I don't know your opinion about it, but one game I thought was amazing. The other one, I was like, "Damn, make a shot, bitch!" But
yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. But I mean, I like it. I like it for the freshness of it, man. Like, I mean, you couldn't have picked Florida Atlantic. Like, I don't care if you picked that out of a hat, you wasn't picking them. There's no way in hell you're picking them. So
I really wish they would have made it all the way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Especially size-wise, like game of game.
Yeah.
It would have been a good one, too. So,
and
I was real sad about that. But it was a good game, but I already knew UConn was going to run.
Right, UConn, it was just, I mean, they gave them many opportunities to like get back in the game, and they went on their droughts and stuff like that. But I mean, when you're just built and ready, like, you know, that's the outcome of it. Yeah. They never wavered. And I mean, if you ask me, dude, like, the girls gave me more of a game than the guys, dude. The girls,
that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Like, the girls were amazing. Like, from the
it was fun.
Y'all killed me with that drafted Caitlin Clark. I would too. I'd be trying to. I'd be like, hey, Mr. Silver, can we?
Bro, she cold. She cold, bro.
She is, man. Like, but I think that's my whole takeaway from it, man. Is I'm far more impressed with the girls than the guys. Like,
hell yeah.
Their game was so interesting. Like,
the girls should have played on Monday instead of Sunday.
You're not wrong, actually. Most people would probably watch that one better or more, I should say.
That game was.
It was good, and they almost came back, but they had a good run in the
dude, she was 8 of 19 and dropped 30 points.
Yeah, she's
like,
cold,
just
bro.
Imagine if she made like.
Dog, in the first quarter alone, she was dropping threes left and right.
Dude,
not even that.
The logo.
She had some good passes to like.
Oh hell yeah! Like that one where what's her face was cutting down the backside and she.
Yeah.
That bounce pass.
Yeah, bro.
She's it, bro. She's really it. They gonna. Oh my god, when she gets to the draft.
Yeah, she's cold.
She's set for life, bro. She's set. No, they gonna give her the world. Like,
hell yeah.
I can see a shoe deal, major marketing. Like, I hope she falls to the right team though, because you know that's.
You think John Cena will be her promo guy?
Shit.
How do y'all feel about that? I don't know if Jose was going to talk about it or not, but how do y'all feel about it? For real.
For me, it's they always try to make it a race war, bro, and I hate that for the sport. I hate that for like America. Like, it's always like it's time when we come together, and then it's a time where they just try to divide us. Like, and that they took away from like, but they didn't take away from it because it was still a hell of a run for Final Four and the national game. But like, they just always
that's all they're talking about. Yeah,
it's literally like they want to water it down. They want to make it a race war. Like, she did it and it was cool, but like Angel Reese did it. But that's been Angel Reese's MO since she was at Maryland, bro. It's not the first time she's done that.
And the only thing
I love it for the sport, bro. Why can't girls be aggressive? Why can't
the only thing
they gotta be out there like T-ball and like, oh, you made a good pass, nice shot. No, let her talk her shit.
The only thing I wasn't a fan of was because Caitlin Clark did it real quick and it was over, and then what's her face chased her That's what I didn't like.
Yeah, but I mean,
cool.
it's like, but I mean, like, look at like what Caitlin Clark told old girl from Virginia Tech. She was like, "Y'all getting y'all ass whooped. Y'all down 20. Like, shut."
Well, that's because that one girl was tripping to her.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good for the sport.
No,
Let her talk shit.
Yeah.
Like, if she
I
talk,
agree.
but you have to back it up, bro.
I agree.
Back it up. And to be honest, like, Angel Reese didn't even have that type of game. The bench had a major game. The bench played a huge part.
Well, not the entire bench. Jasmine Carson, she killed it. She carried the bench.
I was looking.
She killed it.
She averaged like 3 points in the entire tournament, like per game. She had like 16 in the first half.
Dude,
what the?
22 the whole game.
The big moments, bro, people have to step up.
She dropped it, bro. She was dropping it.
Like, so I just think, bro, like, I hate that they would do that to them, bro. Like,
I know. That's why I was curious what y'all's thoughts were.
To try to diminish the type of run that they have, bro. It's like, and it's a clip that I had posted. My friend posted, like, one of the point guards from LSU was waiting outside to talk to Caitlin Clark.
That little skinny one, right?
Yeah, and it's like, dude.
And before the game, she was waiting.
They're not gonna show that. Like, she's a dog. Like, she had admiration for her and everything. So it's like, and I mean, that's what's gonna happen around the world, bro. Like, girls are gonna look at that like, man, I want to be like her because she's different, bro. She's like,
she's cool.
It's been so many.
I don't know if y'all saw it today.
What happened?
I don't know if y'all saw it today. Caitlin Clark was interviewed and she said she had no problem with Angel Reese's action. None. She was like she's like, that's competition. That's what I'm here for. Like, I'm not running from that. Well, she felt like she didn't do it. Cool.
That's the biggest thing too. If you notice, like, she was walking away, but she didn't like get mad. She didn't do nothing. She was like, "All right, cool, y'all."
Like, immediately after the game, I watched their press conference. Her and her center, and they were like, they were asking them questions, and like, her center was just giving her so many flowers, bro. Like, and she was giving her center flowers, and just like sad that like some of her senior friends were not going to be there no more. And they asked her about the situation. She was like, "I didn't even see it." She was like, "But I have so much respect for Coach Mulkey and her team, the way she coaches. She's legendary." She was like, Flo J and like Reese is like, she was like, they're dominant players. She was like, they're very good. I have nothing but respect. So it's like, that's what I mean. But like, people try to take stuff out of context and remove a great thing and try to ruin something, bro. But them girls, they deserve it, bro. Like,
no, for sure.
They put on a hell of a show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Chef Alex, you got any comments on the women's game?
On the women's game, I missed the women's game, but I did make the game last night since I'm over here in Houston. So, you know, someone from work got tickets and we went and you know,
actually there.
Yeah.
When you said
but you know,
caught it on TV.
It was like, you know,
the first quarter.
Like for the Final Four, I was expecting like it to be nuts, you know, and it was pretty chill. You know, it was pretty chill. The fans really didn't get into it, you know, at all. San Diego a little bit at the end. You kind of got a little, like, it was crazy how like you didn't even hear that much cheering for it being the championship game. It was crazy. But from what I saw, you know, San Diego was just undersized, right? They like every shot that they took was contested. Like, they couldn't get a clean shot, and then when they did, they would miss it. But they were far and few in between. And I was agreeing with y'all. Like, I kind of wish FAU was in there because at least they had those two big men, and they would have matched up a little bit better. But it was just a rough game to watch.
That would have been good to see, bro. Like I said, like, I mean, I know me and Jose kind of like joke around with it. Like, I think there's just no more big men. I think it's like a death of a big man right now. So it's like to kind of see them guys go at it like that. I was really pulling for like.
And they lost in the last second, bro. I still can't believe that shit.
That was crazy.
Did you see that picture too? He was like this close from out of bounds.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
My thing was this, like, I was like, the basketball player in me was like, bro, give up the fucking ball. Like,
right, like you're doing too much.
Killing clock. Like,
I was too, bro.
Like, I was sitting there like, oh my god. And
he's gonna
it's one of those moments where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
When you get excited,
I told you could do it.
The build up for it, I was just like, oh my! I could hear
it was intense.
old high school coaches and college coaches just like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing right now? So
it looked like he wasn't going to get it off. And then he just shot it. I was like, what the hell?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's been so many of those moments in like the last couple of years. So that was dope, man. That was a good game. I really was pulling for Texas, man. I really love that squad. I wish that coach never got fired. Because like, do y'all think about that? Like, no, you laughing, but I'm being serious because like they really had a run. Like, that coach was like, I mean, that whole situation, whatever happened, the domestic violence and stuff like that, that kind of sucks. But like, it's hard. I think it's hard in the middle of the season when you're having a run like that to lose a coach.
Yeah, you lose momentum
and have to restart over and learn a new system and try to piggyback off of the success you had. Like, but that's just the homer in me. But
I didn't like Miami beating both Texas teams. I was kind of going for U of H.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. And we got that little bit of hate for Miami, right? The Heat and shit, and then they come and beat Texas and U of H. That was pretty rough. But it was cool to see Miami and FAU in the Final Four. I wish one of them would have made it.
That would have. I mean, I really thought Miami was gonna do something like, but I think certain teams just like they just have a run and then it just dies out, man. Like. I don't think they was a true Cinderella story, so I feel like Florida was, but I mean, we'll see what happens next year.
So for just an ad-lib, anyone in the tournament impressive that's coming out onto the draft that maybe can sneak up into the top 10, that lottery pick that can really like get someone's attention. Like, did anyone really impress in the tournament that got their stock risen?
Go ahead.
Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
It was that for me. It was that one power forward. He rose a lot. I can't remember his damn name now, man. He's a power forward center combo. Like you were saying, it's
cool.
Huh?
What's cool?
I don't even remember, bro. I'd have to look back at my shit. But he jumped up like even in the rankings. Let me see if I can find it. Go ahead, James. Let me see if I can find it first.
The point guard from UConn, I think his stock rises. I think
Jackson.
Yeah. I think his stock rises, and I mean like that's you only need that tournament success to just boost you, bro. Like if you look at, and I hate to use him as an example, but probably like the last 5 point guards that come out of UConn, like what are they doing now in the NBA? But they were all taken like highly with high regard, and they're all like either backups or just what I'm saying, they're just journeyman, but I think the kid made a name for himself, and I want to see what happens. Really, I hate what happened to the dude with Bama, man. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with that situation.
Miller.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that situation.
That's a guy pretty high in the draft.
I mean, everybody was, dude. Like I had him as one of the guys I would like the Spurs to take, but I think
I don't think anything happens to Brandon Miller. I really don't.
No?
I think
so
no. Let's think of it this way: if Jalen Carter in the for the NFL isn't going to get it in real trouble, as far as
bro,
legal wise or anything like that, why is Brandon Miller going to literally? Jalen Carter was actually involved as part of the accident that killed 2 people. Like Brandon Miller gave back a gun that wasn't his to give it back to the owner. He didn't know what was going to happen, but true. I mean, come on,
it's just the black eye they put on them. Because I mean, I felt like that team was built for success too, and I felt like that situation was like a black cloud over them, and it was like only so much that they can do, and like you constantly ask about the situation, constantly it's in the media, it's constantly on television, so I feel like it's kind of hard to play with that.
But I would say he still did his best to perform to get that out of his head.
Oh hell yeah!
Despite all the things for a young man
was balling,
for a young man that could take a lot out of you. So
his coach did a great job of deflecting it off of him. Like the coach was always in the media just deflecting it. So I thought that was. I mean, I think he still. I just hope he still goes high as he should.
I still think he goes top 3, top 4. Yeah. If anyone slides back, it's because he didn't interview well with the team. Like that's the only thing.
He's definitely a dog. So Trey, you find it?
Yeah, I think it's this kid. Hold on, I was looking to see if I can confirm it. I think it's that Taylor Hendricks kid. I think that's his name from UCF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he went off, and then what I was looking at was he basically, like you're saying, big man is dead, but he's like a flashy player.
Yeah.
So he can play multiple positions. Which is kind of what you want in the NBA right now.
Like I just hope they bring it's like the NBA to me right now is like positionless, bro. It's like the guys can play. Like you're drafting a guy that can play either 2 or 3 positions at one time.
And that's why what I was reading about him was he's a power forward center, but he's 6'9", 210, so he could easily play small forward if he needs to. You know?
Yep. If he can put the ball on the floor, you can shoot.
That's what I'm saying. So
the long ball,
I was looking at him. Apparently, in one of the rankings that I saw,
spot.
he jumped like 15 spots or something like that. Like he went kind of crazy. So.
And it's crazy. Like I never pay attention to the NBA draft. I'd be really thinking it's like NFL, but it'd be like 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like, bro, this should be going by quick.
Like the difference, right? Like comparison. Yeah, it's weird. And then it's also a lottery compared. Like that always throws me off.
Yeah,
like the lottery part.
So that's crazy.
But Alex, anyone impress you that you think got their stock risen?
I want to see that the big man from UConn. I think his name's Bambo, or no,
Amado Sangoro.
Yeah, Sangoro. I think that's his name. I think he's a senior this year, right?
Well, either way, he'll be eligible because men's rules are different, so we'll see.
That's crazy to me too.
Well, he I think in this draft he was still considered like first rounder towards the end, but he impressed. He impressed me. Even though they played against a San Diego team that was really undersized, but I mean, able to rebound the ball. I like the way he plays.
Oh yeah. Anybody on that UConn team? I mean, that UConn team was dominant. They're gonna have some guys go.
Oh yeah.
Well, the highest projected guy right now is their guard Jordan Hawkins. He's the highest projected to come out but he's only looked at right now. I'm looking at someone's mock and as high as 24 to the Kings. So.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah, they always have. I mean, they're just a great school to come out of.
They really are.
There's certain Power 5 schools. It's like you're gonna make it off of the name. Like some schools, you're gonna make it off of the name. Some guys are gonna make it off of their self play. So yeah, it was a great tournament for the men. But like I said, the girls flat out just stole the show.
Don't lie. I want to see Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese again next year.
Dude, that would be insane. If their teams can stay around the same type of, the way they play.
I couldn't, but dude, it was such a long shot for me for Caitlin Clark to beat South Carolina by herself. Like that was a long shot for me, bro. An undefeated team.
She smoked them.
Gritty, disciplined, well coached. Like Dawn Staley is my favorite right now. I love her. I love everything about her. But that team is solid, bro.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark just dismantled them, bro.
She's cold, bro.
And I figured they would just shut everybody else down and let her shoot. You know what I'm saying? Just we're gonna strap everybody else up, make her shoot, let her get hers, and then but dude, they balled out, man. So hopefully you'll see that again. Hopefully LSU stays well rounded. Nobody leaves. You get Caitlin Clark in Iowa. You'll get a new Iowa because they lost. I think they're losing 2 or 3 seniors.
Oh, and they had no sisters on the team. That's why they lost too.
Hey, somebody did say that they were like, look at LSU, look at Iowa. Oh, because there was that one. It was a tweet, right? That said they were listening to High School Musical. And
I was about to say that. High School Musical.
Dying, bro.
I saw that on TikTok, bro.
I was fucking dying, bro.
I think I said that mid game. I was like, bro, I just noticed I got no sisters on the team.
They're all getting out too. High School Musical.
It's Iowa, bro. Ain't nothing over there, bro. We ain't over there.
Yeah, they knew every word to that.
Oh yeah, they do. That shit's gangster, bro.
This game was the most viewed women's national championship game ever. Right, 9.9 mil. Caitlin Clark set the record for the most points scored in the tournament.
And that's men's and women's, isn't it?
Huh?
I think that's men's and women's. Most
I know for women's for sure. Let me see.
I think it's most points for men's and women's in NCAA history.
That's any player in a single tournament in tournament history.
That's stupid, bro. Men's and women's. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Well, she's a dog, bro.
So I wanted to ask because the WNBA is not so popular. It's not that big and hyped, but you saw a little hype with the Vegas Aces, winning the championship. They got a crowd in, and now we're getting more talented younger women coming into this, into the main league. We're gonna have them, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Buckets. I'm just gonna say Bucker. I'm gonna say buckets because she makes buckets either way.
Yes.
Like all those young talented women, like, do you think that they can do enough to game change the WNBA? Because they're a negative franchise, a negative league. Like they don't make income. Like the NBA is bailing them out.
Yeah.
You think that these talented women could make enough name to change to make it a 180 for the WNBA?
I do believe so. I the way, because you have girls right now that are beginning to dunk at a younger level. Like it's crazy. Like I'll be looking at the TikToks and I'll be like, dog, that's crazy. Like I think it's one African girl right now. I think she's like a 6th or 7th grader. She's already 6'7", 6'8".
Gosh, damn.
Drop step, spin move, dunk, bro. Like I'm like, what the fuck? That's gonna be crazy. And I think that's all it takes for their game is to just catch up, bro. It's kind of like how it was before Magic and Bird saved the NBA, bro. The game was born. They were running around, passing, shooting jump shots, making layups. Wasn't nobody dunking. Like, you need that excitement. That's why I said the whole Caitlin Clark versus Reese, like, the shit talking you needed, bro. Don't nobody want to see no friendly game, bro. Like, wherever you go, don't nobody like just fun sports, bro. Like, people need to see like that aggression, like intensity, the tenacity. So for them, like, you got, like you said, Reese, you got Buckets, you got Flo J with LSU, you got Caitlin Clark. Like, I think the game is gonna transition to a point of where like these girls are gonna have stardom. Like, they already have their fans, but it needs to go up another level. So I mean, you can only hope though, man, because it's like they so underpaid, bro. Like as athletes, and they got to take like regular flights and shit like that. Like I didn't even know that. That's crazy. I didn't know they like.
I don't want to talk about pay until the league makes money, because if the league is losing money, then we can't talk about bigger pay. To be fair.
Yeah, you can, but it's a double-edged sword in my opinion. Like, I mean, I understand that, but it's just like I don't think they get the same promotion either. You don't get the same.
That's what I was going towards.
You don't get the same level of like output.
But that's what I was gonna say too. Like that with these women, you can make it more marketable.
That's
because
exactly
you don't have enough women that are marketable right now.
Whoever gets Caitlin Clark, that has to be, you gotta have a #1 PR team ever, because that girl's.
But not only that, too, there are other people. So like I remember, back when WNBA kind of was a thing during when we were in college or whatever. There was only like one big name throughout the entire WNBA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all that mattered. Now there's starting to be more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you got more.
You have more players that are big names and so on and so forth. So,
bro, you got names out there now. They just have to. It has to be more broadcasted, bro. Like, and then they play at such a time where it's like it's dead. They only play so many games. Like,
they play during the NBA's offseason. So
but it's like it's so political as well. So it's just like, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that on the back end that has to get taken care of too.
But you gotta remember too, like they're at the level. Like I'll say, for example, like the XFL, USFL right now.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Even though they've been around a long time, right? Like the fact is, they haven't made themselves as marketable. Like their talent's there. Like, we're not gonna deny that talent is there. Yeah. But it's the marketability, bro. You have to make money for us to want
for sure.
money in
you. And I mean that's why you see now, like you'll see guys like, I don't know if y'all know this, but you'll see some of the NBA players pull up to games. Like, I've seen like Chris Paul go out, they're endorsing the brand, they're wearing the clothes, like they're wearing the hoodies and stuff like that. I think you need more stuff like that so guys can tag along and like follow that same trend, and it just pushes the sport more. But I honestly feel like they're under marketed, bro. I promise you. Like, I don't think you see a lot of commercials. Like, I mean, some people probably don't even know the fucking Aces won. Like, you know what I mean? It's sad, but I do like, to answer your question. All in all, I do think those girls, they will push the envelope a little bit further once they take that next step. Especially
Alex, I know you had a comment, Alex.
Oh man, it was already one going. But I was saying that like they could be what Steph Curry was to this new generation. Like you could start giving these girls deals or like making them shoes and these younger girls in high school, man. These younger girls in high school too, man. They ain't no joke either.
No.
You can see them on the House of Hoops highlights.
Yep.
Them girls be getting it, man. I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
like they be doing stuff like what Steph Curry does now, and
Yeah.
and it could it's good for the sport, and I hope these girls do make it far enough where they can start changing the girls where they wanna make it to the WNBA instead of I think a lot of girls now or it's like softball and even the softball like you don't you just making it to the College World Series is probably the biggest thing you could do, but even that the College World Series I think is a little bit more hype than the WNBA if I'm not mistaken. So
it definitely lies. That girl from Oklahoma.
Well,
so this
let's. I was gonna say let's hope they sign some, even if it's low end shoe deal. Let's hope they sign with some Puma, some New Balances, some big baller brand, whatever is out there available. So at least they get some money,
bro.
But
Dude,
and make it for both end man.
I think All-Star Weekend, Candace Parker had just signed a shoe deal.
Really?
I forgot who it was with. They were talking about her and Jamal Crawford were talking about it on TV because Jamal Crawford was talking about his shoe deals, but his shoes was ass. Them shits was trash. But,
yeah, we're not denying that. All right, well, we'll move on to the next segment. So I didn't give it to y'all on the list, so I just want to get y'all's quick reaction to it. We got announced who's going to be entering the Basketball Hall of Fame. So, Jeff, I want to start with you. We got Pop, we got Parker, Gasol, Wade, Dirk, Becky Hammond. How are you feeling, Jeff, about these talented, probably the best Hall of Fame entries, the whole setup, right, from start to finish? How are you feeling about it, man?
Oh no, it's a cool class. Like for Pop and Tony to get inducted at the same time, that's cool. And then for Becky to be there, we're talking about Becky. The only games I went to for the Silver Stars was Becky, right? And when we made the finals and stuff. And for her to get inducted with that's going to be pretty cool, And that class is good. Dirk, you can't deny Dirk. He took that team to win this finals, and he should have won in 06 as well. He's you can't talk bad about Dirk. He got his respect with that ring. He took that little scrub team and won a ship. Scrub like Jason Terry. But
what about the last person?
Yeah,
what about JJ Barea, baby?
What about it's hard. Like y'all probably saw me already on Facebook. I don't think Wade should be inducted with this class. Maybe the next one. Tim had to get inducted with Kobe. It's like now Wade, like come on, to get him in a different group. He don't belong with this group. He ain't no Dirk. He is not a Dirk.
Hey, not to sound bad or anything, but not to sound bad, right? Like I'm not like it's a bad joke, but at least Timmy got to talk.
Too soon, bro. Too soon.
You said you hate him. You
I do, but that's too soon.
We are scrubbing that from the final. Wade deserves his flowers. Wade deserves his flowers. How dare you?
I already knew this was coming, and I wanted to see James's reaction. I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
D Wade was dude. Growing up, I wanted to be D Wade. I'm not gonna lie.
Good Lord, Jeff.
My God,
I already knew about this. Let's go.
Y'all need some G's in your life.
So look, here's my take on D Wade, and this is. We grew up watching the Spurs. Real quick. When we were growing up watching the Spurs, right, we saw what it took to win a championship. Lose. We won in '99 and then '03, and the Lakers of Shaq and Joey Crawford. I mean, they were unstoppable. And when Wade won with the Heat in '06, I can't lie. I was watching it and I was kind of rolling my eyes, right? All them free throws. You never saw Spurs get all those free throws like. The Dallas should have won, right? Like that. I mean, they got robbed, right? Sacramento got robbed. Dallas got robbed. And then, he was part of that, mega team. LeBron, Bosh, Ray Allen. Yeah, I mean, Dwayne Wade was just a little fiddle on that. They caught the big. I don't even see him on that big three, But that's just my take. I don't even remember him doing anything in the finals, even when they beat us in 13. I don't remember a single play that Wade did in 13. He did play good in that OKC series.
Yeah.
Was he not Finals MVP?
Enough.
Oh, Finals MVP. Oh my God.
Jeff, enough. Okay, I am speaking to whoever is going to see this after it's not live no more. I am talking to you personally. After we're done with this episode, please do not go after this man. I love him as a friend. He does not know what he do.
No, you don't.
He already disrespected the dead, rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. Now you're coming after Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade, man.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, Jeff?
Top 3 shooting guards.
Is it black shooting guards you hate? How do you feel about that? Like, what's going on?
Okay, look.
Black shooting guards.
Look, Jose. Like, Jeff, who is your outside of Michael Jordan? Please tell me who are your next.
Are we doing?
We got that. Right we got that coming up next. We got that coming up next.
Yeah, we got a segment.
But that's the thing, right? Shooting guard. Dwayne Wade couldn't hit a 3.
He didn't
need to.
He was a slasher.
So if you think about it, in this NBA today, with all these threes, he wouldn't even survive.
Can I get a cup of tea, please?
Before LeBron James and Chris Bosh, who did he have on his team as help ever?
Shaq.
Man,
Shaq was dead.
He had a declining Shaq that was still averaging like 15 and 10. Yeah, but I mean, dude, Dwayne Wade carried his team all the time.
Hey, real quick. This is Dwayne Wade's fucking stats in the 2006 NBA Finals. 28 points, 6 assists, game 1. 23 points, 8 rebounds for game 2. 42 points, 13 rebounds in game 3. In game 4, 36 points. In game 5, 43 points. In game 6, 36 points. What the fuck did you watch where you said 13. He didn't
Dude, how many of those points were free throws? And then, so he did it in that finals and then never did it again? Yeah, he just did it in that one finals. That's it.
Because he was number 2 after Bron came in.
Bron.
Like James said, who did he have between after that season from the 07 onto Bron and Bosh? Who did he have? Name me one teammate.
I think it was did he have Jermaine O'Neal? Who did he have? I don't even remember.
Sit the fuck
down. Mike Bibby.
I don't
really? Did you say Bibby?
Yeah.
Like if that was relevant?
Yeah. Like D Wade in his early years was a straight slasher, bro. He was gonna get to the
oh my god!
I already
but
knew
y'all watch those finals and didn't be like, man, we're watching like a free throw contest. Like y'all really watch that finals and didn't think that at all.
You are such a homer,
dude. Look, I'll look up I didn't have it with me right now. I'll look up the free throws. I know at that. I remember that stat that he hadn't shot as many free throws as Michael Jordan. Y'all remember that stat? I mean, it was. They were just blowing the whistle. Though every time he drove the lane, they just blew the whistle. Well, of course you're gonna drive the lane. They're gonna blow the whistle, you know.
Like that. I think Dirk Nowitzki had like 36. I think one time, not in that finals, but I think against the Heat. He went to the free throw line in one game for like 32 for like 34, something like that.
I love it, bro. I love it. I knew this was gonna happen. I already knew it.
I'll get those free throw stats. It's insane. It's insane.
I can't wait.
Bro, I can't let you go on like this. You gotta come.
We're gonna have to let him go on that. We gotta get everyone's opinions with the Hall of Fame. We gotta get everyone's opinions with the Hall of Fame. Alex,
Hall of Fame.
Your thoughts on the Hall of Fame?
Let's see. Well, I really like Dwayne Wade. He's a good player. But
I hate him.
I agree. He's a good player.
Tony Parker was one of those guys that could get into the lane, bro, and against big men, and find a way to score over them. He's deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. I think the only player that you could compare his game to, or a player that you can compare his game to, is probably an earlier Chris Paul. So he deserves to be in it. Nowitzki, bro, he's a beast.
Is he better than KG?
Is he better than KG? I mean, he's a better shooter. I don't know about a better defender than him.
Well, he's not from Chicago, James. So. You know, it's irrelevant.
Dwayne Wade is from Chicago.
Dude, okay. I'm going to ask James and Jose, which one's worse? Jeff's hatred on D-Wade and Kobe? Or him thinking that KG is better than Timmy?
Who thinks that?
Alex thinks KG is better than Tim Duncan. No,
Man.
He doesn't even have Tim Duncan as top 15.
Oh my god!
Time.
Yeah. So which one's worse, Jeff and Jose? I mean, Jeff and
Alex.
Well, of course, you guys are from San Antonio.
You don't have Tim Duncan in the top 15. God. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't even have him in the top 15.
He could scrape. He could probably scrape at 15.
What do you mean scrape? You're asking scrape. What the fuck?
15, bro.
He is top 5, you idiot. I love you.
Dude, but I think they're equally as bad, bro, because Jeff is just complete disregard for Kobe Bryant. That shit.
It's so
I remember at a point in time in my
life
life, I did not like Kobe Bryant. I really didn't. I was such a Spurs fan, but I had so much respect for him after watching the whole Redeem team, watching all of that play out, how he they just consistently band together and stuff like that. But
bro, I just remember working with Jeff and him just talking mad shit all the time.
I got something for Kobe later. Don't worry.
And then
Jeff, I swear to
not
God,
in his top 10.
Hold on.
Jeff,
And then,
not on that list, Jeff, I swear to God, Jeff.
Hold on. And then when Kobe passed, all he said was, "Finally, he died."
Nah, don't put words in my mouth. When he died, I just stopped. Right, I couldn't. You can't say something bad, especially that was horrible.
I swear.
No, do not listen to Trey. Do not listen to him.
Jeff was like, "Man, I gotta wait 3 or 4 years."
Yeah, I gotta give it some time. You don't know how many times I typed something and I was like, "Man, I gotta delete it. I can't do it right now."
I swear, I just wanted to see y'all's faces. I promise.
What's your hatred about Kobe Bryant, though? I know, didn't you guys beat him, though, a lot of times in the playoffs?
Yeah, no, it was good. So Kobe, growing up with the Spurs during that time, I just hated him, right? I was a kid in high school, or I think it was lower. I just hated him, right? And but yeah, of course, I'm not saying he's a scrub, right? And even with these other players, like Wade, I'm not saying they're a complete scrub. I just don't think they're as great as what everybody else thinks they're so great. I just don't see it, man.
The same way freaking Alex doesn't have Timmy in top 15. Fucking Jeff's the same way with Kobe. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, even on the NBA top 75, they have him above Shaq. Are you crazy? Shaq. If you go to a park and there's Shaq, prime Kobe. You gonna pick prime Shaq.
It doesn't help your argument when Shaq says that Kobe was better.
Yeah, well, he's being nice. Everybody's being nice now.
Oh my God.
Everybody's being nice now. It's hard. It's hard to even say anything. The way Kobe went out. No one would go out that way. It's hard to that. I've definitely been quiet since.
Okay,
all that,
next. Who's next? Because Jeff is fucking about to make
Trey go. Trey, I let Trey go. You asked, James. This is your fault.
Yeah.
It's true. You did start it. I thought the list was pretty good, actually. Like Jeff said, I really do like the fact that Pop and Tony came in together. Plus, you got Powell, who is a Spur at 1.2, and then Becky, who is involved with the organization. So, ironically, out of the entire Hall of Fame, you literally have a crap ton of Spurs, which is a really cool concept. I personally think D-Wade deserved it, but that's just me. Obviously, the rest of our panel, some people don't agree. Overall, I thought the class, like Jose said as well, was probably the best Hall of Fame class there's been. So it was pretty cool.
James, final thoughts before you want to rag on Jeff and Alex? More Jeff, obviously.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it that they get to go on together. I wish Pop would have went in with Timmy. I'm not the biggest fan. I love Tony Parker, but I'm not the biggest fan. He was a great guard. He was very pivotal to a lot of that title run. And I liked his growth over his career. You know what I'm saying? He was a killer. He was a trendsetter. He was not in the same level of Steph Curry. Hear me out, but what his floater created for the game. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of guys started to steal it and use it. and copycat what he was doing. And he was
his impact for the Spurs was big. It's very underrated. It's not really talked about enough.
It's not talked about, but also, like the floater for the league, bro.
That's what I was about to say. The teardrop. Yep.
That teardrop was killer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody just started to steal it. You know what I mean? Like, but I just love that Becky goes in with Pop. You know what I'm saying?
That I love.
Your protege comes with you into the hall. Like, that's dope, man, for so many reasons. And dude,
I don't know how y'all see it, but I have Manu inducting Tony, and I have Timmy inducting Pop. And we're gonna have everybody there as the Hall of Famers. Everyone's got their rings now.
That's Hall of Fame trophies. Bro. That's so hype, dude.
It's a beautiful thing, bro, for the team, like the organization, the individuals to finally get their face on the front. You know what I'm saying? Like Spurs not being a big market, now you're going into the hall like in front of everybody, like that quote unquote system. You know what I'm saying, that we played. Everybody's going, you know what I'm saying? So I just love it for the hometown. So that's
who's the next Hall of Famer to come out of San Antonio? Is it gonna be Victor? What's that?
the next you know what's gonna be funny? They're gonna fucking induct Kawhi.
I was about to say that, but I don't think they will. You think he'll go Hall of Fame? I mean,
bro, he brought Toronto. He brought Canada title. Now they'll acknowledge more the Spurs because that's where that was his best time. But
yeah,
they'll say his prime, his peak was Toronto. What he did for them, and being able to
about it, he did one with Toronto, and then he's done nothing since. Really, like
he hasn't even been on the bench for the most part.
Nah, he played hurt and he like really never recovered.
That's what's crazy, right? Like
it's all Zaza, bro.
But if you think back, like the whole reason he left was because we were holding him back, or whatever the whole drama was with his uncle and shit. And now, ironically, because he's been playing, he's hurt even worse now. Like it's kind of ironic to me, at least.
Well, I mean, he's been at least this season. Finally, like he's been showing something. That's actually something we're gonna talk about later. But
yeah.
All right. Well, that was great, guys. Fucking Hall of Fame's awesome. Jeff, you're a hater. Alex, you're a hater.
Rightfully so.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to what we had last week with the people that was able to show up. We had our top 10 all times. We didn't have Jeff. We didn't have James. Now let's have their list. Let's go ahead and get their list.
James first, please.
Who?
James first.
James.
I want James to get his list out the way.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know what I'm saying?
The safest is probably James.
Because it's going to continue on.
We might be on for an hour or more. Okay, so James
is outside looking in. Let's go, James first, please.
James, I don't give a fuck about honorable mentions. I should have just told you guys that last time. I don't give a fuck about KD being out the top 10 and whatever. Okay, don't give me honorable mentions. I want 1 through 10.
I didn't have no honorable mentions.
I went straight from 1 to 10, and when I question you why this person's not here, you better have a fucking good rebuttal. Because I know you're gonna have someone out too, maybe.
No, I've never had no rebuttal. I mean, this is my list. This is my top 10. This is who I give credit for what they do. So,
all right.
LeBron, best all-around player, number 1. Mr. It was too easy for him. I got Jordan at number 2. I'm gonna go Jordan's copy and paste. I'm putting Kobe at 3. The best power forward ever. I got Duncan at 4. The most dominant big ever, I'm going Shaq at 5. The most flawless basketball career, including collegiate, I'm going Kareem at 6. The best white boy ever, I'm going Bird at 7. The best shooter ever, I'm going Curry at 8. LeBron James Sr., I'm going Magic at 9. And the OG, I'm going Bill Russell at 10. My top 10.
Okay. I wouldn't expect Shaq to go that high, but other than that, it's not. Yeah.
Other than me so far, everyone's had Kobe in the top 3. So I know Justice is going to be hilarious. So why no Hakeem and why not Wilt over Bill?
Wilt, my situation with Wilt, I mean, you could, for me, Kareem, Russell, Wilt are kind of interchangeable. It depends on how you look at it. I got Kareem that high because of I encompass his entire career. If you look at his collegiate career, it was flawless. I don't think nobody's done as much as him with the body of work. You could really argue Kareem for number 1. It's just give or take when you were born, what you've seen, your knowledge of the game is. Bill Russell, the same exact thing. Like, I mean, one of the most winningest players. Like, I mean, the man has rings for days, but it's like how you count them, who he played against, his body of work, what he did. I really do. You can throw any Laker big in the top 10. Like, it's all on preference. Like, I'm just not that big on Wilt, in my opinion. And people might not like it, but hey, I don't give a damn. But like Hakeem, I hate that I don't put him in top 10. I feel like he's on a cusp, but like for me, I just don't think he outdoes any of these big men that I have.
There's a lot of good.
He was flawless. He was like, his game was flawless, bro. Don't get me wrong. I love Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm a fan of him. Like, I think he was like a young Tim. He was Timmy before Timmy, bro. His fadeaway, his post moves, his touch, his defense. Like, he was that guy. But dog, Shaq, Kareem, Russell, and then you probably go Wilt. Like, and I mean, it's just hard, bro. Like, it's just hard to put him in that top 10. I think all these guys that I have up here, they've done one thing well and very well more than others, in my opinion.
All right, Jeff, it's time.
Hey, can I walk off? Hey, can I take a breather, dog?
Before he goes, a lot of people were saying that Kobe wasn't even in top 3. Like, I don't see it that way, but it's kind of weird.
Well, there were some comments that didn't even have him top 5.
Bro, it's all in preference, bro. That's why you heard me say his name. I said Jordan, copy and paste. He really did. It's just like if you start a team, you're either going to take Jordan or you're going to take Kobe. You're not going to take both of them at the same time because there's only one ball. Like, you're not going to do that. So you got, to me, and I'm like, just me being a basketball player, if you told me who I'm going to start my franchise with, you got to have a prolific scorer. You got to have someone who can pass the ball. You got to have a big. You got to have a post. And then you want somebody at the small forward who can defend. Like, it's all preference. It's all what you think about as you pick it. But not everybody sees the game the same way. Motherfuckers will overlook John Stockton and not pick him ever. Like, he didn't do nothing for the game of basketball.
Yeah.
John was very good.
Williams, what's his face? Jason Williams. He was cool.
It's people always gonna have a preference. Like, everybody's gonna. Like, nobody's going to give Reggie Miller credit like he wasn't one of the best shooters ever. Everybody's going to think of Ray Allen and then Steph Curry. Like, nobody, you know what I'm saying? So it's just people and what they know and how much of the game they know. So, like, but Kobe's in my top 3. Like, I don't give a damn what nobody said. Including Jeff with this badass list he's about to project.
Yeah.
Badass or bad?
No, well, even the NBA 75, right? They had Kobe, like I said earlier, at 10. So yeah, when everybody starts putting them when I saw y'all putting them as like 1 to 3, I was like, what are they talking about? I couldn't believe it. But yeah, my number 1 is MJ. I mean, I like, MJ, LeBron, whatever, right? But yeah, his personal list, MJ, I just liked his style better, right? LeBron is bigger, stronger, faster, and he can shoot. Like, I mean, of course, you're going to pick the bigger guy, right? But just MJ, of course, we grew up with them. We got all that love for him. Like, them two, whatever. Like, I've never had a problem with LeBron James. Like, he's been cool, I do got Bill Russell as 3 just because, how many championships is it? He won. I know he played back in the day. And that's a whole thing, right? Like, Bill, Magic, Will, Oscar, like, I didn't watch, I wasn't born when these guys were playing, right? And we've only seen highlights and 30 for 30s and stuff like that. It's hard to really have that perspective, right? But like, you can't disrespect them, right? But it's hard to be like, oh yeah, he was number 6. I never even really got to watch him, right? But after Bill, I got Timmy, them two. I think Timmy was a second Bill Russell. I think if things were called equally and fairly, I think Tim would have been closer to 8 championships. But the NBA would not. The Spurs winning 8 championships would have been bad for business. Yeah. Then I got Kareem. Then I got Shaq. And then it's all the old school guys: Magic, Will, Oscar, and Larry.
Oscar
Can
Robertson.
Wow. Can you explain for the people who Oscar Robertson is, because they don't know who he is? And I guarantee you, when they see this list, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Oscar Robertson.
I'm just saying, Mr. Triple Double. Most people don't know who that is because they're.
I'm just impressed because it's the first time we've heard it out of all the 6 lists. So that's why I was like, wow, because no one has said it until
now. And that's what I'm saying. NBA 75, they got Oscar at 9. You know, and I got him what I have him as an 8 or whatever. But
so
like I said, like
we can repeat your list again. Slowly repeat your list again.
MJ, LJ, Bill, Timmy, Kareem, Magic, Wilt, Oscar, Larry, and I had Shaq in between Kareem and Magic. I have a lot of respect for Shaq. He was unstoppable. No one could stop him.
We already know how he feels about Kobe. Anyone got thoughts?
Y'all gonna have to.
To be honest, like I know we were just cracking jokes and shit. It's not a bad list, bro. Like when you think about this shit, it's really all opinionated. Like it's how you view the game and who means more to you and what you know of that player that you're gonna give them that respect for. Because we could all sit here and debate our list, but at the end of the day, all these dudes are great, and it's just how you view them. Like you not having Kobe up there is kind of asinine to me, but like. No, but I mean, it's just like it's the way the game is played, bro. It's how you look at it. Like Kobe got 5, Oscar don't got none. So it's just like but it's like if you look at football and you be like,
oh, Oscar's got 1.
Well, yeah, he does got 1. I'm sorry. My thing is, but like it's like you look at it like football, like. And then basketball, like Charles Barkley has no rings. Dan Marino, no rings. But they're fucking great, bro. Yeah. I dare you not put them in the top of whatever position they played in their sport. But it's all in knowledge and seeing a player and knowing like, okay, yeah, I got to respect
like for example, my list, I had a lot of facilitators. Like I know Alex has a lot of big in there.
Yeah.
I'm a facilitator dude.
I didn't have any power forward in my list.
You had a bunch of centers though, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a bunch of centers.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, mind you, the people that know me, they know I'm a pretty decent, tall, bigger guy. But for me, I'm all about the passing. I love facilitating. You give me a position, I'm probably gonna play point guard when we hoop it up. You know what I mean? James can attest to that. Jeff's played with me before. I love facilitating. So that's why me personally, I have a lot of facilitators, i.e. Magic, Curry, and all them dudes. That's my list, like James said. So, I mean, I get it. I didn't think you would put Oscar in the top 10 personally, but hey.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not a bad pick at all. Like, Oscar is a dog, bro. Yeah. Like,
so why not the game changer and Steph Curry? That's going to be questioned.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about Steph, and like Steph, he could be in there. I mean, you could take Oscar out. You can, Steph with him shooting, you can't deny Steph, right? Like he's the best shooter ever. So Steph could, and that's why it's so hard, right? Like to make up these lists. He could be one of the greatest. It looked like he is one of the greatest of all time. His style is just so different than all these other guys, right? Yeah. So it's like. You almost don't compare him to him, but he is one of the best ever. So I don't hate on Steph. You can't deny his shooting.
His style can be replicated, but it'll never be duplicated. So that's a big one for there. But all right, anyone else got anything? I know the car wants to run over Alex because he just heard Jeff's list, but
I'm telling you, I really feel like before. I would love to see it before it's done. I would love to see him get 5. Steph,
you're all happy he wasn't going to the playoffs and now he's all in it. Like, make up your mind. What do you want?
No, I'm just saying, like, I would just for his because dude, like, he's transcended the game. Like, I don't like him.
To cement it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't like him as much as I didn't like Kobe because just like I get tired of seeing him and then I got tired of losing to him. Like,
now here's the thing. The Warriors' big 3 win one more title, right? Let's say they maybe do it this year, next year, whatever. If I know they're getting older, are they a better big 3 than the Spurs' big 3?
Fuck no.
So I got the argument to kind of dog on the Golden State Warriors because I'm in James' boat. I started off rooting for Steph, when they beat Cleveland that first time and whatever, and then after a while you get a little annoyed by them, right? Like
that's 3 no's, but what is Alex's answer?
Well, why wouldn't they be compared to the Spurs?
No, why would Alex be better?
Which big 3 is better?
Yeah, which one do you think if the Warriors win one more, are they better than the Spurs big 3? Or do you think they're already better than the Spurs big 3 now?
No, they're not better than them because I think that the Spurs system just been like they be able to get like people that you could count out, and they could still make a big impact on the team. I guess you could say the same thing with the Warriors too, because they had Andrew Wiggins. Everybody counted him out. Andre Iguodala, he was no longer, one of the guy. When he went to the Warriors, he was like a stopper, I guess a LeBron stopper, you could say. But I don't know. I guess
Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. There wasn't no stopping LeBron. It was just hoping to contain him, but go on.
But I mean, like I was always rooting for the Spurs whenever they were playing the Heat, because I was a big Bulls fan. I always wanted the Bulls to make the finals, but we couldn't get over the Heat hump. I was always rooting for the Spurs. I always liked what Pop did. Like I said, I think somebody said everybody was rooting for Steph to get his first one, but after that, it got kind of annoying. To me, the Spurs, whenever they won the championship, I don't think anybody ever got annoyed. And I'm not even like, I live in San Antonio, but I'm not a big San Antonio Spurs fan, but I would never get like, oh, I'm tired of seeing them. It was good seeing them because they were smart. They were like a small, marketable team. So I don't know. To me, they'll never pass. Even if they could win 6, bro, they'll never pass what the Spurs did.
And that's coming from a Bulls fan, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, bro, like you guys think like I hate Tim Duncan. I don't.
No, you do.
It's just the way I see the game, bro. Like you watch the Spurs play, bro. Everybody touches the ball. It wasn't just Tim Duncan. It wasn't, bro.
Bro, and you know what pisses me off? I saw it was like a TikTok or something on Twitter the other day that was comparing. I think it was Golden State actually. They were like, "Oh, look at all this ball movement and this and the other." I was like, bitch, y'all used to hate on us because of that shit. Now y'all are promoting it.
Where did you get it from?
We were bored.
Where did her get it from?
No, but
I was so pissed when I saw that.
My thoughts on it is this the reason why I won't submit Golden State over San Antonio is because we did less with more. I mean, we did more with less.
Yeah, that's exactly what
we did more with less. Like, not too many people are going to put a red rocket on the floor.
No.
Not too many people.
And let him ball.
Not many people are going to put a
Boris Dio.
Like you're not going to use some of the people that we use and the pieces that we use the way we use them, and like the Spurs just had a run that Golden State is not going to sustain, bro. Like the Spurs 20 consecutive seasons, 20, bro. Like they already had a dead moment after a couple of injuries. You know what I'm saying? So like. They had their pitfall, and then they're kind of regaining what they had, but at the same time, like the consistency that we had and the way that we drafted the players, and we just kept it going. Like they're not submitting that. You know what I'm saying? They've already ruined a couple of picks they had, and to think they are a copy and paste of us is like, one, because Steve Kerr played with us, and two, you know what I'm saying, he comes from that pop tree. It's just like you're not gonna. It's not as organic. You know what I'm saying? Their style of play is also different. The league is different, but it's not. And I'm not saying it's like they can't beat us because they're trash. No, it's just what Spurs did. They were sitting around one player and a bunch of role players, like in a small market. Golden State's become a huge
Huge
entity,
market, bro.
a huge entity behind Steph Curry and the style of play and the 3-ball, the way they move around and stuff like that. So
our guys were called boring. They were never.
Yeah,
God, they used to piss me off too.
Our guys got called boring while the Warriors became villains.
Yeah, and the thing I like about this shit, we were boring, but could nobody beat boring.
Nope. You were bored watching us win. That's about it.
Yeah. But that Detroit, there's a couple low final ratings, and it's Detroit Spurs, and it's Spurs and New Jersey.
And it's some of the best defensive plays.
Yeah, some of the best finals ever. Yeah,
that's kind of crazy to think.
To get my respect, bro.
What is y'all best finals as Spurs fans?
Detroit. It's Detroit.
Detroit or the Miami whooping.
I was gonna say the Miami whooping for me.
I'm not really a Spurs fan, but I think the best ones I ever seen was the Miami whooping. But I mean, I'm a Chicago fan. I wanted them to get killed.
The Miami whooping is great because we redeemed ourselves from the year
Yeah,
before. But for
that's
me,
why I like the most.
Like it literally came tooth and nail every game against Detroit. Like me at the time, I was like 14, and I'm just like, oh god, get the ball in there, get the ball, get the rebound. Oh god, stop it, get off him. That's a foul, ref. That's a foul. Like, that's how I was feeling like, as a 14-year-old.
Bro,
we love the second fight against the Heat, the third fight against LeBron, because you're like, look at you, LeBron, you cramping ass bitch. Like, you on the floor, get your ass up, boy. Like, get out of here.
Cover your camera, James. Cover your camera.
I was torn. I was torn watching that shit.
I know you were.
I couldn't stand that shit.
After game 1, after game 3, after game 4, after game 5, honking downtown, baby. Every single time.
That shit was tough.
But my favorite
crying face of LeBron.
My favorite Spurs team though was that 03, but like the finals wasn't that great, right? It was decent, but the real finals that year was the Lakers and Spurs, right? Like that was the finals. And to see a rookie Ginobili just dunk it, like cross up Shaq, it was like nasty. That was crazy.
Like, to think you lay that up, I was like,
that was insane. Shit. Like, and they never re-show that one, and it's like one of the greatest fucking plays.
I would say my favorite one was probably the beating of the Miami Heat. Just the ball movement that entire season. Like, Boris Diaw was so clutch for us, bro. Like,
I love Boris.
Yeah.
Like, Boris
Marco Bellinelli, bro. He was angry for us. He wasn't even on the team the year before. And Marco Bellinelli came in and he said, I want revenge for my guys, and we're gonna win and stomp their asses. Like, that's literally the man brought the mafia in here. I know it. Like, he just brought it. He brought that mentality, bro.
Bro,
all right, Alex. You have a good night, man. Stay safe out there.
Man, I'm trying to get some rest now. I had a long drive out here.
That's that.
All right, man. Peace out, bro.
I love Marco Bellinelli. I liked him a lot, but man, Boris Diaw was that dude, bro.
No, I'm telling you, to play in the post the way he did, it was so fundamental. Like,
you know, another one of my favorites,
the big shot,
Patty.
Like,
no, well, him too. He's cool, but Big Shot Rob.
Oh yeah,
Big Shot Rob was that dude, bro.
Fuck him.
What?
He almost made the list with his 7 rings.
What?
7. Carrying Kobe. Get on my back, Kobe. I got you. Nah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes,
but
I swear, if you even
Doctor
any Robert, and it wasn't Parrish, like
Robert Horry.
Hey, you put that man on your top 10, bro.
Bro, what if you would have just done it, bro?
Hey, if we're going by rings, shit, he's up there.
Oh my
god,
that would have been hilarious.
I don't hear that shit.
I'd have literally seen James log off right there.
I would have left, bro. I was like,
hey, in that Detroit series in that game 5, he carried the Spurs through that game.
He did.
He carried that whole fourth quarter. Was Robert Horry.
It's like one game doesn't contest.
I know, but yeah, you can't dog Robert Horry.
If so, Gary Neal's got to be top 20.
Hey, no, but if you think about all his shots, bro, man,
he was cold, bro.
He made some big shots.
That was that dude, bro.
All right, let's move on to the next segment before everyone thinks we're just fucking crowding Spurs.
Oh, shit.
We could do this all day, but I mean, we're not here for that right now. They're not even in contention, only for Wemby, but that's it.
Wemby.
All right. Does Boston own Milwaukee? Does Milwaukee have a chance against them? I wanted to ask before we go into the rankings of the playoff teams, but because this is the final week of the NBA regular season, like we're heading real close into play-ins going into the weekend and next week. So I wanted to ask because Boston has beaten Milwaukee twice out of the 3 meetings this season, right? But the game the Boston lost, the big 3 weren't even there, and even then that was a close matchup in overtime. Yeah. And so now both times that they played each other and they've had essentially all-stars. First game Bucks didn't have Middleton. They whooped their ass.
Yeah.
But we're going to see them in a collision course potentially in the playoffs, right? Milwaukee seeded 1, Boston seeded 2. We could potentially see them play in the playoffs. does Milwaukee have a shot against this Boston Celtics that so far in the regular season and going back to the playoffs last season because they beat them, even though Middleton was hurt, does Milwaukee have the answer for Boston?
As long as they got a healthy Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday, they got a chance. As simple as that. Like, playoff basketball is different from regular season simply because the game's going to slow down. The coach is going to be more strategic. You're not going to just allow like a free pickup game. Like I truly believe like one of these teams are coming out. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I don't trust the process. Don't care about Harden. Like one of these two teams are going to come out. And I think it's time for Tatum to come out again. Like I think it's like he has to take that step or he's just going to become Devin Booker. So in a sense, like, and you're asking her a question, I do. I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be tough, man, because like Boston they're active. They're active. They're younger. I just think they got more. I think they got more pieces that can change the game for them than Milwaukee does. Like, if you're not getting your best out of Giannis and Middleton's having kind of a mid game, like Drew can't carry that team by itself. Like, no. You're gonna have to rely on like Brook Lopez stretching the three ball and what's the crazy nigga with the headband? I can't think of his name. Bobby Porter. He's gonna have plays Portis. So, and I just think Celtics has more depth to them, but I do think Milwaukee can beat these guys. Like they have the right pieces. Like, and if Giannis is on, then like of course, like it's just a different type of game. But yeah, I think one of these teams are going to come out of the East. So that's just my answer for that.
Trey?
I mean, go ahead.
I agree, man. Like. It's kind of funny that you said, they have to be all three healthy and damn near perfect to beat Boston. Like, that's the crazy part. I personally think Boston will continue to own them just because of the people around their big three or whatever you want to call it. They do have a lot of role people to step in when somebody else. Now, Milwaukee has those guys, but not as much or not as active, right? Like, when you think about it, like you said, like James couldn't even think of the second guy he's probably the most energetic off the bench. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Boston has those dudes. So I personally think Boston will take it if they do meet, for sure.
Jeff?
Yeah, I think Boston, they got a chip on their shoulder, right? They were up 2-0 last year and lost in the finals, and I think they're taking everything real serious. So they might be taking the regular season a little bit more serious than Milwaukee, right? But I think it is, once they get into the playoffs, it's going to be close. Boston might have their number, but it'll be close.
Yeah.
I think it was 2-1, not 2-0. I think they split the first two games, and then they had 2-1. They had the game 4, but they lost it at the end, and then just could never capitalize back. But I mean, look, I still got the Bucks, like, because I'm not, and I don't want to downplay regular season game because I think when you have that special matchups against a team that's a rival, someone that you want, like, you step up and put in your best, right? Like when, even though they only played one time against each other, you saw Embiid put his best against Jokic, right?
Yeah.
There are those games, and while yes, Middleton has not been the same since his injury. His shooting efficiency is not that great compared to like healthy or pre-injury, Middleton. But I think the main key, the person that needs to step up is Drew Holiday. Like he's been the second best player for the Bucks this whole season with Middleton out. He needs to be that guy. He needs to be that defensive pest. He needs to be able to look. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they work really well together. I don't think they'll split up after this season. I know the rumors is like Jaylen Brown was out. I don't think that's true, but I think that Holiday is such a great of a pest that he can, disrupt those two guys whenever they do the like pick and rolls and with the switches and stuff like that. And Giannis is a great help blocker, right? Like he's not the best blocker, he's the best help blocker in the league right now. You got defensive player of the year candidate in Brook Lopez. Like, I just don't know if Boston can get over the hump in the end. I know they play great against Bucks, but I just think in a playoff situation, I had the Bucks beating them last year if Middleton was healthy. They beat the Bucks by the skin of their teeth, and because Giannis put up like was it 6 games, 7 games? He put up 200 points
Yeah.
in the total. Like that man was beasting alone. Imagine if he actually had his second guy.
Yeah.
And now guys have stepped up and played better. Like,
yeah,
I think the Bucks can do it. It's gonna be a nice split, down the middle.
But my questioning about that is like, okay, you know how you have those guys step up, like when that it factor is not there. When a Middleton is out, Drew Holiday sees more touches. When a Tatum is out, Brown takes that lead. But it's can you collectively put those pieces together when we're all on the court? That's the problem when you start looking at the ball, like the playoffs. It's only one ball. It's not enough ball movement for everybody. Yeah. So that's why certain teams can't coexist when they're all on the floor, because it's like, okay, who's going to be the shooter? Who's going to dominate? Who's going to try to take the lead? And I don't think Drew Holiday has to do much, but I do think they're going to need him defensively. He has to be huge. Like, his defense has to be way better than his offense for them to be the team that they have to be, because if you let those two get off, if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is going crazy, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, you're and then you start getting Marcus Smart starts shooting threes, and then the other little light-skinned nigga, I don't even know his name, he be getting on my nerves, but he gonna start going crazy. Then they got Bogdan, and then you got Williams in the paint that's being disruptive. So, like, Al Horford shooting threes. It's like they collectively get going. It's a problem, bro. And they don't miss, like, they don't really miss when they get going at home, bro. Like, if it's a fire, it's like it's lit. Like, and they're gonna blow them out, but to my thing, man, as long as you got Giannis on the court, man, you got a chance. You got a fighting chance. I don't care what nobody says. Like, his game is one-dimensional, man. It's kind of patty cake, but hell, he still is a force in this league, bro. And you just want to see Middleton kind of just regain that fire that he had, man, as being one of those clutch scorers and mid-range killers, man, because they're gonna need that. They're gonna need that offensive firepower from them. So, I mean, let's see what. I mean, playoffs is different, bro. Some teams nut up. Some teams get complacent after winning the ship. Like, some teams don't.
Some people are hiding the big.
They don't sense that fire no more. Like, and it's sad, bro. Because it's like I've always thought, why people take bigger contracts to go lose when they could take a less money and go win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not so much to go piggyback off of somebody else, but like, dude, why does it, like, I don't understand how people choose, like, I don't know. It's just, that's me, but. A little off topic, but it's just like, nah, I want to win by any means necessary, dude. So
just to throw out there, in the 2 games that Tatum and Brown have been out, Tatum has averaged 40 points, Brown has averaged 30 in the 2 games they played each other off so far. So while Giannis has still been impressive nonetheless, and his showings like against them, it's not near what they've done. So we'll see what happens. Right now, we're gonna go ranking our. I told you I ranked the top 10 for the East and West side.
East and West side.
East and West side. So I guess I want to hear yours first, James. I want to hear your top 10. I get how you don't go by the seeding. I mean, try your best not to go through by the seeding. But who do you got like from the? Let's start with the West. Who do you got from the West as potentially the best teams, and who's the worst team to like possibly get into the playoffs? Or we'll see.
Man, that's hard because these niggas are all really like games in within each other.
I told you those losses, that loss column part. I told you that's gonna be real hell tight.
Crazy. Close. It's tight. It's very, you know what I'm saying. But because I didn't even really do this part of the segment, but just based off of the way it goes,
obviously not Dallas, right?
Yeah, no, but I mean, like it's sad that they're where they at, because I would love to see them in the play-in or at least make the playoffs. But I mean, as far as the teams are constructed and built, I'm really pulling for OKC to step back in it. As much as I love LeBron, bro, I don't want to see the Lakers in. I don't care what nobody says. That team just needs to fall apart and die. I don't see them making much noise, bro. Like, these other guys are gonna just run through them. because I think it's a young man's game now, bro. Like it's really just it's different. The pace and they don't match well, bro. The way they're constructed is just not enough. They don't have enough weapons. They needed to make the trade. They didn't make the trade, and now they're suffering. But yeah, like to answer it, I would really go. I like Minnesota and New Orleans, and then
as 1 and 2 or 10 and 9.
Yeah, 10 and 9. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hell no.
I was like, hello.
And then I'm going with OKC at 8. And then I'll follow the list up from there. I don't care if Memphis is number 2, bro, honestly. I want to put them at 7. I'll put the Clippers at 5.
Wait, who's 6?
6, I'm sorry. I'll put Golden State at 5, Phoenix at 4. I like Denver at 2 and Sac at 1.
You really lighting that beam, huh?
But who do you really think has a chance to make it out of the West?
My teams that are coming out of the West, I'm going with Phoenix and Sacramento. Like,
why is that your 1 and 2?
Huh?
So why is that your 1 and 2?
Because Phoenix is still kind of, they're kind of, they're a little. They got to stir the pot a little bit. They got to find some motivation, else they're gonna be looking at the game soon with us.
Yeah, Durant came back a little earlier, right, than expected, and he looks all right. But yeah, right there. Like I barely got this at the end of work. I got busy. But yeah, out of the West, I think with Wiggins, there's something that Wiggins might come back. I don't know how he's going to be in his head, but Golden State, you can't count them out. Phoenix. He is the father after all.
Yes, the real story is that his dad is sick.
Don't look like that, man.
That's his. Yes, they do.
James still with it.
Bro, she was banging his partner.
James wants to be the daddy. That's the problem. James wants to be the daddy.
He was putting his nuts on somebody's back, and his homeboy was putting his nuts on his girl back.
Bro.
And now they gonna sit here and try to be like, they gonna try to put that on his dad. There's nothing wrong with that man, daddy.
You know, James is doing his theatrics when the internet's cutting out.
Oh man.
Okay, so
so Phoenix, Golden State. I think, it's hard to do a number 1 right now because Durant just came back. Pick one. Well, I'm gonna go straight with my pick. I'll still go with Memphis. I'll go with Memphis, baby. Memphis, Phoenix, and then Golden State. The Sacramento 4, and I don't even know who 5, but those 4 teams right there out of the West.
Everyone else is just there.
Yeah.
Trey, what's your list for the West? You got a list?
Yeah. I'm going to go. Well, I should say. I went. All right. I actually went Phoenix number 1, Kings 2, Memphis 3. I put Golden State 4. Like you said, you can't count them out, bro. No matter how they are. Do I have to continue through 1 through 10, or we cut it off at 4?
I was hoping 10 because that's what I asked for.
Okay, I'm just checking, bro. I know I don't really trust them, but I got Denver at 5, and pretty much the rest of the way is down is the way you see it. Clippers, and then I actually hope OKC. I have OKC at 7. I hope they actually do really well. I got the Pelicans at I got the T-Wolves at 9 and then Pelicans at 10. So I hope, for me, I hope OKC steps it up, but I feel like those top 3 dogs, you can't really beat them. I don't think there's a way they can.
For me, I put notes with each of these shit. So at 10, I got the Timberwolves. They're 27 and 26 without Cat, who's missed majority of the season. So take it as it is. They're 500 plus 500 without him, but they're minus 500 right now. So
that's pretty crazy.
9 Pelicans, 40 and 38 as of right now. They're 23 and 26 without Zion. He is getting evaluated. We'll see what happens. At 8, I got the Thunder. SGA, man. I mean, what can I say? That man's
That's
a
what I'm
fucking
saying.
killer.
And the William and William brothers, boys, they balling.
The Warriors for me hit 7 because they are 9-30 on the road. That is
Yeah, I
sad.
didn't think about that, but yeah, that is pretty bad.
But you gotta chalk that up to injury too, man. Them guys been missing games. Like
No, they are, but you got to perform on the road, man. You got a championship team. It's on the road, bro. Playoffs, like you said before, they slow down. Like, how are you going to perform when you're traveling to Memphis? How are you going to perform when you're traveling down to Phoenix? Like, come on, like this is time.
Yeah.
All right, 6. I got the Clippers. They're 30-19 with Kawhi on the court. So, I mean, they actually would be under 500 if Kawhi wasn't there. So, good shit. Kings 5. I mean, fuck it, first playoff. Like, I'm gonna put them at 5 because yes, they've been hell of impressive, but come on, man, they don't have the experience for that shit. I actually have the Lakers at 4.
Wow,
damn.
I have the Lakers. They are 15-7 since the trade deadline. Since they got rid of Russ and brought in D'Angelo Russell and all this stuff, even with Braun being hurt, they're 15-7. So they've won at least 66% of the games. Since then, they're about to enter possibly the top 6. They might avoid the play-in all in general. I think if you got them fully healthy, man, look, he's not my number 1, but he's James' number 1, and LeBron James is always a threat. And that man with Anthony Davis, if Anthony Davis can stay off the stretcher, I think they can make some
black, bro. So
3, I got the Grizzlies. I don't have that much confidence right now with them as far as being one of the best teams out there. I mean, they're 3, right? But you know, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I have the Nuggets. So when Jokic has triple doubles, they're 27-2 this season. Y'all want to guess who was the first team to beat them while he had a triple double?
Spurs.
Yeah,
it was his first.
I was like,
I was really gonna say that, but I was like, did he? Yeah,
I was like, in my head, I was like,
I know this.
If it's the Spurs, like, there's no way not.
When they blew by him,
wasn't like a Saturday game? It went in overtime too, right?
Oh yeah, it was when we came back. That's right.
It was like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I got the Suns. They're 6-0 when KD's on the court when he's playing. So I mean, dude, that team is dangerous. Even despite the fact that he did get hurt on that fucking weird ass, injury during warmups.
Like I was like, you fragile son of a bitch.
It's a court. What do you mean he's fragile? Like you think he like tripped himself on midair or something?
Bruh, there's nothing wrong with that court.
But I got 6. I got them 6-0 right now with KD. I mean, dude, like I think they come out the West as the Western Conference champions, but they'll still lose in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that too. I'm not so. I don't know about lose because that's gonna be a good ad. If you get the Suns in Boston like finals,
that'd be a crazy final.
Or a Suns and Bucks rematch. And by the time you got Giannis versus KD in the finals.
I actually don't want to see that
again.
I don't.
Well, I mean, I want to see it, but it's like you're not gonna get Giannis guarding KD like you had. Like
that's exactly what I was gonna say. For me,
you're not gonna get that. Yeah. You're gonna get like they'll put like Drew Holiday or Bobby Portis on KD and like.
Yeah. I don't want it because then it's gonna be like, oh, the Suns had to go get KD to be able to compete with Giannis.
Yeah, then he gonna get mad and create another burner account,
and then he's gonna join Milwaukee, and then
yeah, we don't want that.
My next chapter.
Yeah,
we don't want that. So.
All right, James. Give me your Eastern rankings.
Eastern, let's go. Probably as is because it's only 2 teams over here that's good. So
that's it.
It really is as is. I would really just move. I would move Atlanta to 10 and put Chicago up. I would move Atlanta and Toronto down to 9 and 10, and then I'm gonna just go from there with Chicago. Then I'll go Brooklyn. Well, no, Chicago then Brooklyn at 8 and 7. And then I'll take New York, and then Cleveland, Philly, and then I will put Boston over Milwaukee for 1 and 2.
That list is pretty much the exact same thing I had.
Yeah, I mean, because when you think about it, like Atlanta, ain't nobody worried about them, bro. They need Jesus over there. They need to stay out
That's
of.
literally the exact same list I have.
Yeah, like there is, and I mean it's dog because it's really like I'm not gonna lie, I love everything about that Cleveland team, bro. I wish they could be much more better. I don't know what they're missing because they got bigs, they got youth.
What you're concerned about? Because I think they're gonna fucking surprise people.
I know, I do. I feel like they're a dark horse, but I don't think they're like when you okay. Who has the experience to catapult that team like beyond like the conference part, like? If it came down to a tight game and divisional game, like how are you going to win? Like, what are you going to do? Like, is the coaching going to make a play?
You don't trust
players?
Sparta?
I don't, bro. He done it in the West. He done it in the hardest division. Like he really was in the playoffs. Like,
so you just said it's harder. So you just said the West is harder. So don't you think it would be a little? Don't you think it'd be easier? So don't you think it'd be easier?
But he's not gonna beat Boston and Milwaukee by himself. I don't even trust him to beat Philly. Like that's what I'm saying.
But it's not. But it's not by himself. That the Cleveland team is so good with Evan Mobley.
They are. That's what I'm saying. They got the pieces. I just think they're too young. Like I think they need a little.
It's too soon for them.
It's too soon. It's too soon. They don't get there and they don't get their heart broke like KD and Russ and James Harden did when they went to the finals. Like it was too soon for them. Like it was too. Like if you would have got them,
they should just let the Spurs beat them, and we would have won that year too. Fuck it.
Hey, chill out, bro. Chill out.
We would have beat Miami Heat in 2012. Come on, you know this. You know it'll be true. Don't lie.
No.
Don't lie to yourself. What, you're relying on Mario Chalmers? What's going on with you?
Fuck him. Talking shit. Sorry ass role player.
Dude, that is so funny, man.
Let us blow up so we can interview some of these niggas, man. God damn.
What do they have next? Was it Cherry or Jeff? What do they have after that?
You can do it. I'll be quick, right? Because I didn't get the list, but I do got Boston and Milwaukee. But the thing, like, you know, if is it still set up for the Heat and Boston in that first round right now?
As of right now, it is Miami. If they can get out of the play-in, yeah. They got Philly. They got Philly actually. If they can get out
Philly because for a while it looked like it was going to be Boston and the Heat in that first round, and I think if they would meet in the first round, I think that would be a good series. There's a lot of hate there. Miami,
yeah,
you know,
out of the play-in, it is Boston. I'm sorry,
it is Boston. I think that would be an interesting matchup. The Heat just haven't been playing at their full potential this year. They've been, you know, Jimmy's in and out of games, but I think they will be able to give. I don't think they'll like even if they do upset them. I don't think they'll be going farther than that. But I think that would be an interesting matchup. But other than that, Boston and Milwaukee, I do got Boston going to the finals.
All right. My rankings are 10 Hawks. I think we all have the Hawks disappointing ass at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like 36 and 35 with DeJounte Murray. He made no difference for that team. They're
Nothing.
fighting team right now. Like goddamn.
He's just trash. He's really.
That's wrong.
He's a defensive average offensive player at best. Like, and you got a ball dominant guard like Trae Young, bro. Like they have no identity. They don't have an identity, bro. They don't know what they're doing. Like they don't. John Collins is a nice stretch to like 3-4 that don't really. He don't even get no love, bro. Like.
Nobody wants to play there, bro. You'd rather be at the strip club getting fucking some wings. That's it.
Lemon pepper, baby. Lemon pepper Lou.
That's right.
Yeah, but real quick on Murray, I think he's consistently inconsistent, and I think that's why they've been going 500 for the last 24 games or whatever. Have a good game, bad game. Good game, bad game. That's just Murray's style.
But that's what I mean by like they don't have an identity. Like they don't know what they're doing.
He joined his buddy. He didn't join a leader.
No, it's literally what it was. He literally is trying to play street ball with his friend on the court. Like that's
that's what I'm saying. Like, but if they played through Trae Young the way they were supposed to, like they would be so much better, and they don't. So that's that.
I want y'all to think of it like this way, right? DeJounte Murray left a 34 and 48 Spurs just to join a 39-39 Hawks. That's crazy.
Yeah, just all based off of not wanting to rebuild.
Hey, but thank you for those first round picks, Atlanta. I'm glad we were able to hustle you out of some of those. So.
And the crazy thing about it is he could have had the keys to the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have had
them, and he gave them away to kill them.
Yep, he was that guy. He didn't want it.
But just like we were talking about Kawhi earlier about leaving, like, you know, Kawhi was from Cali. He probably wanted to go home. Like, I wasn't too mad at Kawhi. I just wish he could have just came out and said it, right? Like, hey, I want to go home.
I mean, but
Kawhi could have done it the right way.
He didn't do it the right way. So, but I get it. And then, you know, San Antonio, right? I mean, we love it. But for these guys, they would rather be somewhere else, Atlanta, Cali, and he wanted out.
So Kawhi burned the bridges the wrong way.
My thing with Kawhi is it was wrong on both parts. Like, it wasn't just wrong on him. It was wrong on the Spurs, too. They could have handled some situations better. Some stuff could have been kept in-house.
Do you blame Tony?
Hell yeah, I blame Tony. I blame him and Manu for just speaking out about it. Like, you got to know how to deflect questions.
Mm-hmm.
That way everything is in-house, and it still feel like – it's like this, right?
Do you know why they don't know how to deflect questions? Because they never had that drama. Never.
But that's
you know who could have helped? If Kawhi had just said, "Man, I don't know what's going on with my body. My body's just failing me. I want to be out there with my boys."
But okay, so, this is what we don't know. We don't know what he said because he don't say shit. Period.
That's what I'm saying. He could have crushed all the noise.
He could have. Who knows what he said behind closed doors? That's what I'm saying. Pop never came out and publicly disrespected him and said that crazy. Pop was just like, I don't know what's going on. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. We're trying to get.
What exactly did Tony and Manu say that was disrespectful in your eyes?
Manu, no. So what Manu said, I can't remember. I'm out here paraphrasing, but what Tony said was he compared his little bitty sprinter thigh muscle to Kawhi Leonard's. Yeah,
they had the same reported injury.
Yeah,
no,
so it's not. How's a splinter?
You got 2 different players. Bro, you got somebody out here that's guarding the man for 48 minutes, and then a guy that just gets to run around and shoot floaters all day. It's a difference. Kawhi gets up and dunks. This guy doesn't. Like, his body is completely different. Like, completely. It's not the same injury that you're dealing with. It's a youth versus a veteran. Like, you don't, and all that should have been done was it should have been kept in-house and closed doors, and he should have been like, you know what? I don't know this man's body. I can't compare our injuries. I know I had the same thing, so on and so forth, but we just got to give him time to heal. It's that simple, bro. You got to big up your teammate. You got to deflect that so they'll know, like, behind closed doors, this guy got my back. He not just going to throw me under the bus and be like, oh, I had that injury. I came back a month later. Bitch, you're not carrying the team.
Who we talking about?
Thank you.
Kawhi leaving again. It came up because of the DeJounte Murray.
Like, bro, like, it's my thing is just like that could have been handled so differently. But like Jeff said, some guys want to go home. Some guys want to find a way to get there, and he got there. He went and took a 1-year deal, won his ring, went over there and sucked ever since. So hey, congratulations on being a part.
I say about DeJounte Murray too. Bye.
Like, yeah, but I mean, if I was a young NBA star, I think I would want to be in LA too. I ain't gonna lie.
The only thing that resonated that the media picked up on was that when Parker said his was 100 times worse. For him, it probably was. For him, for him in his mind, it probably was because he's an older player. He's already going to come towards the end of his career. In his eyes, if he has the same injury, and he has to rehab harder in his eyes to make it back into the court, and now he is on the court. Of course, he's gonna say, "Dude, this young man has youth over me. Like his injury recovery is gonna be easier and better." Like, and all he was trying to say in the interview was, "I want him to be okay positively because I know how tough this is because I just went through it too." But he's saying for him because it's later in his career, it's 100 times tougher because he might have never been able to come back. That's for Tony Parker.
Bro, but let me ask this though: like, how are you that soft that you let somebody else's interview? Like, I get, he trained him.
That's cut to pieces by other media.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you let?
But what I'm saying is okay. Like, you got to realize everything that you say is going to be scrutinized.
Of course,
just everything you say is going to be scrutinized, and it's going to be taken to the national media.
Why didn't Kawhi call Tony?
That's what I'm saying. Why take that and be like, "Oh, that's fucked up"?
Y'all sit here asking me these questions like I'm this motherfucker's advisor. I don't know. Like,
no, but I'm asking.
You're defending Kawhi, right? On his part.
No, I'm not defending Kawhi. I said completely. I said from the beginning of this little statement. I said they are wrong on both parties. Both parties. I think Kawhi handled it the wrong way, and it was very immature of him and his team because he let everybody else speak for him rather than just coming out deflecting stuff and deading everything in the bud. All Kawhi had to do was come out and be like, "Yeah, my injury's bad. I'm trying to see multiple doctors to make sure I do this thing the right way. Like, I'm not trying to leave San Antonio." That would have killed everything. Everybody wouldn't have had nothing else to say.
And I bet you too, going off of what you're saying, I bet you $1 million too, that obviously everything behind closed doors, you let your emotions out, and he's probably just pissed off and talking shit. And then his uncle comes out, "Oh, fuck this, fuck that, we're out."
Yeah. And then you got somebody that's not even playing the sport speaking for you. Like, I'm the breadwinner around here.
But the media, but like I said before, the reason the Spurs players didn't know how to handle that is because they have never been in that situation. So you can't really fault them for trying to be positive teammates because they want the best for him and for the team. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem too. Because now we know, like, the Johnson Murray thinks Tony Parker's selfish player, and Steven Jackson fucking agrees with him. So fucking now everyone's able on that as a bad player, even though Tim Duncan would never say that, Manu would never say that, other players that he didn't sleep with their wives would say, so shit like that. But Tony Parker literally said, "Man, I just want the best for him. I want him to know we have positive thoughts for him, like for him to have positive thoughts. Like, but that wasn't the label thing."
But like you said, he go to the media and say that, bro, like, who knows if he picked up the phone and actually had those conversations with Kawhi? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's you as a, like, dog, any one of the teams that I was.
But if he said in the interview that he has told him that, then we can assume from Tony Parker's side he has told him that.
I mean, those are assumptions, though. That's why I said nobody knows behind closed doors any of these guys had conversations. Like, that's why I said, like, it's just some stuff you just got to learn to defer. You got to know that, like, if I say this is going to be taken the wrong way. We're a small market team, bro. Nobody's used to the chaos that we, like, us having chaos and controversy. Like you said, it was new. We never dealt with it before.
Hence, Kawhi could have just said, "Look, I'm doing my best." Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said,
but he never did.
That's why I say it's on both sides. At the end of the day, both parties could have said something that would, like, communication is key in everything. Your relationships, your coworkers, your workplace, all that stuff. Like, when you don't say stuff, you just leave stuff up for assumption. And then people get to wandering off of their mind. Oh,
it doesn't help when Kawhi ditches the Spurs medical team so he can go to his own doctors.
What's wrong
when he's running from them and hiding from them, losing them in traffic, so he can go do his own shit.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that man being? Like,
the team's got your back. So the team's got your back, and TMZ's following you, and they see, you ditched your squad.
You seen these 30 for 30s? What you call it? Look, Trey Boyd just came out and said he was popping Molly before every game. The team
and
got
that's
my back.
fine.
And he's been over there taking Adderalls and.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Out here juice the fuck up, like.
But like you said, it misconstrues things.
Quote for quote. Hold up,
bro.
We'll keep talking.
This dude was out here going crazy before games. Like,
okay, we know about Dennis Rodman's dumb shit too.
So Derek Wolf from the Broncos said before games I was taking microdoses, so I microdose. I'm fucking taking mushrooms and Adderall before I play.
Damn.
Bro,
that's rough.
Wild, you want me to believe that the medical staff got my best interest? Wild. Bro, what? These dudes, Coach, who's Coach Kilmer?
Well, you know what? Kilmer. You know what? Maybe that's what's going on in Atlanta, and that's why they suck ass. Like, that's what I'm saying.
No, he just can't play offense, so and that's why they're struggling. Nobody else can play offense besides Trey Young sometimes.
All right, we made a side segment about Kawhi while Trey was gone, so we can go back to the original segment and close out the show. We really didn't need to do all that, but then Trey disappeared for a second. And I was like, all right, let's have a little fun with this.
A little detour.
I got a text from the wife saying, check the front door. I was like, oh, shoot, let's go.
Kick somebody. All right. So like I said earlier, Hawks at 10. Bulls, I got 9 because they're the only team in the East under 500. I got the Heat at 8 because they hit the bottom 6 in every category.
Yeah.
Actually, they're last in field goals made, but they're bottom 6 in field goal attempts.
Like how, bro?
Field goal percentage.
And how they're in the play-in.
3-point percentage, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, total rebounds, assists, blocks, and points per game. They are in the bottom 6 in all that.
Because their coach.
You think his time is up?
Are you hating on Spoelstra? You think it's
Get him
Spoelstra
out of there. Man.
You don't think it was Pat Riley overpaying Duncan Robinson?
I'm not gonna lie. I think
maybe.
I'm actually concerned that he lasted there so long. To be completely serious, like for real,
coach.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was done after the losing of LeBron and losing LeBron and them.
I thought he would go at least 1 or 2 more years. Shit, it's been what? How many since then? I thought he was
loyal, bro. Hey, he took him back to the finals in 2020, and Disney bubble, but whatever.
Yeah, he gets a lot of praise, but years like this, they don't blame it on Spoelstra. They blame it on, I don't know what they're blaming on, the players. Kyle Lowry, that Kyle Lowry contract's horrible, and Duncan Robinson disappeared. Yeah. But so you're saying Spoelstra has no. I mean, if they got Kyle Lowry without Spoelstra's input at all, did he want Kyle Lowry? That's what I want.
Kyle Lowry doesn't even want to show up for the games. How are you gonna put that on Spoelstra?
When did All-In officially leave Miami? What year was that?
Man, I would show up for them either.
When LeBron left Miami?
2014.
It was after that, 2014.
Yeah.
I thought
that was his last year.
What have they done since? What has Spoelstra done?
Well, now they made the finals in the bubble.
Fuck the bubble. The bubble don't count.
Yeah, but that's what they did. And then
it counts. You can't say it doesn't count because then people are going to say the same shit about the 99 season with the Spurs. You can't do that. You can't.
Hey, and Danny Green got a championship that year. You can't be hating on him, man.
Danny Green?
Danny Green.
I like that.
Yeah, he's got more back-to-backs than Tim Duncan. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. He's like, I don't want to hear that no more.
How many
7.
Danny Green got? 4?
3. One with us, one with Raptors, and one with Lakers.
Okay.
I thought it was 4 actually. Shit.
Yeah, I thought it was 4 too.
No, it's 3.
But yeah, he's one of 2 players, I think, to win with 3 different teams or something.
Yeah, it could.
He's cold, bro. He makes the team better wherever he goes.
He could have been Finals MVP in 2013. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
You really think they would have get that shit too?
No.
He broke the record at the time, bro. He was all they were talking about. That he made the most threes in Finals history.
I think that year, I think Tony was playing out of his mind. And then when we were up by 6 in that game 6, he had just hit a 3. I think Tony finally, that's when Tony finally became a man late in 2013. And, but man, I think Tony would have got it. I think Tony would have got it.
My vote would have gone Danny.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Because it's crazy. I look at the fact that Golden State really gave that shit to Andre Iguodala.
That's what I'm saying. Danny would have won it in 2013.
They really gave that shit to Andre Iguodala and LeBron.
Yeah, in hindsight, they should have gave it to Steph.
No, LeBron could have won that shit as a losing. They were really debating giving LeBron an MVP even though he lost. That's how crazy that shit is.
Just curiosity.
Huh?
It's happened.
It has the losing team got MVP.
Was it Jerry West? Was it Jerry West? It was
Jerry West, probably. I think it was
Jerry West.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to think about. You're a losing team.
Because LeBron averaged he damn near averaged a triple-double in that series, bro.
Bro, everyone says Steph was bad in those finals. I'm like, dude, averaged 26 and fucking 7. What the fuck are you talking about?
He just wasn't on like he usually was, right? He was missing, so it wasn't Steph.
We're gonna give it to the LeBron stopper because he made LeBron average 2 less points in the previous series.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You see they call this man LeBron stopper. LeBron has 35, 12, and 10. What did he stop him from doing? Free throws?
He didn't let him sneeze, damn it. He didn't let him sneeze.
I was just like, bro, I don't like that.
When LeBron tried to wipe his ass, Andre was there.
This is like, bro, oh, God.
7, I got the Raptors. 11 and 8 since the All-Star break. Nothing special. The Nets, I got 6. They're actually 10 and 13 since trading KD.
Bro, they're
like we said.
They're going to be interesting to watch in the playoffs.
They are.
They got players.
At 5, I got the Knicks. Jalen Brunson.
I'm excited
since he got snubbed from the All-Star break. He's 9-3 win-loss record with 24 points per game and 6 points.
He's been going off.
6 assists per game,
bro.
Yeah.
Cavaliers, I got four.
He keeps showing up to his games. He's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm. I got the Sixers at 3. Since Harden's Achilles injury, he's only averaging like 13 points, 37% shooting. So they ain't looking so good for them right now.
Hey, question before you go with the 1 and 2 that we all know.
Yeah.
Is there ever been a bigger fall off from stardom than what Harden has?
Dude,
like
the more his belly grew, the more the stardom has fallen.
Bro, because like you think about it, bro, he was just dismantling the league.
Yeah.
30-point games, like
lights out.
Dog. And then just like I'm just saying, bro, he was a dog. Like, and I'm not saying he's still not, but I'm like, this level of play over like the last 2 years is just like.
Well, it's not like he's had a bad season, right? Like he's still averaging 21 and 10 assists. Like he's leading the league in assists. So it's not like it's, crazy bad, but we know what he is in the playoffs. Like I know we had a guy commenting a few weeks ago saying like, you guys don't understand. Philly's like ready for this. And I'm like, dude, Harden doesn't perform well in the playoffs. Doc Rivers can't coach past the second round. Like I don't trust Philly just for those reasons. Like regular season is great.
If somebody touch Embiid back, we might lose him for the rest of the series.
There's one name I can think of, James. One name. Delonte West.
Well, that's he had other stuff going on. We can't control that. I'm talking about on the court. I'm talking about on the court. I'm talking about life. I mean, I feel bad.
Yeah, I can't think of someone that like so good as Harden. Maybe Westbrook, but like
I will say the only other person is Westbrook.
All right, two. I got the Celtics. They're 5-0 against when all three big three are playing. They're 5-0 against both the Bucks and the Sixers. And then number 1, I got the Bucks, the best record against the West and the East on both sides. So, and I think they got the easier road, obviously, with the first 2 rounds. Cleveland will be a tough second round to prep them for Boston or Philly in the finals, conference finals. But I got the Bucks and the Suns in the finals again. I know that's not what y'all want to see, but KD in the finals potentially versus.
I'm kind of bullshit when I say that. I wouldn't mind it because I know it'd probably be a really good series.
But it's not your number 1 option. I get that.
No, yeah, it's definitely not what I really want to see. I honestly, low key, I would love to see Phoenix versus Boston. Like that would be a fucking crazy
that's the one I want to see.
Like, think about it, dude. You have some big names in that damn list.
Yeah.
Like,
But I got a feeling we're gonna get it's gonna be a shaking up. It's gonna be a shaking up playoffs. Something crazy is bound to happen. Somebody's bound to get hurt.
It always does. Shit, look at the NCAA tournament. One team almost made it all the way.
All right, well, that's all I got for tonight, guys. Y'all got any final words to say before we close it out?
Nah, man. Chilling.
Damn, I had something earlier and I can't remember what it was.
I hate Kobe. I hate D Wade. I mean, I don't know what else you can say.
That's what I was gonna say. The one argument whenever people talk about the big 3 in Golden State, just tell them you think the Spurs are gonna lose to Toronto and Cleveland in the finals. Cleveland couldn't win a game again. Like you can't lose to Toronto and Cleveland and be like, oh, we're the best big 3 ever. Like you lost to 2 of the worst franchises. I don't want to hear anything about Golden State. I mean, I know they were hurt during Toronto, but still, like you can't lose to Toronto. You just can't. They were playing against Drake and they lost. Like, come on.
Playing against Drake, stupid.
They had Drake at point guard and they lost. Like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Oh my God, James, you got anything to say before we close out?
No, man, I'm ready for this NFL draft. That's
say. That Thursday we are doing a live in-person draft night.
Damn.
We're gonna
so
be.
Jeff, I know you're out of town. Sorry, bro. See if you can call out and come in. Let's go.
Oh, y'all doing little? So where y'all gonna be at?
At Jose's.
Oh, okay.
Chase, if Chase wants to host it,
maybe. Yeah. We don't know for sure, but we talked about either Jose's or mine. to an in-person live like reaction draft.
That'd be cool.
So live reaction. We'll try to get Alex out there too.
Got an extra bed, 2 couches that y'all can sleep on if it's too far for y'all.
Nah, I don't know why. I'm excited. I just want Rodgers to go to the Jets and like do work. I'm excited for that, but I don't know why it hasn't happened.
Dude,
because Green Bay wants that first round pick.
No, not only that, I think Green Bay is being a little salty
I think so too.
Rodgers, so they're probably going to wait as long as they can, and they don't want to give him. They don't want. I don't think they want him to go over there knowing what he could possibly do with that team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, especially what they've already for him, dude.
Because if they land Odell, and I see the Ravens jumped in on the Odell sweepstakes too,
they won't get him.
The Ravens did? I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah, they made him a little pitch, but
they gave him an offer or something.
But every free agent that has talked to Baltimore has said we don't want to sign until y'all figure out Lamar.
Yeah,
there's no point for OBJ to go to fucking Baltimore.
Yeah,
Lamar. Stupid.
Even with Lamar, right?
I don't even know.
It's still some big names out there, man. So I'm just
dude. There really is. Like I was looking through the free agency list yesterday.
I'm waiting. I think everything's gonna fall down to what teams draft. Once teams figure out what they draft in, then I think people start getting signed after that. So especially after like the first round, you're gonna hear some stuff shake up. I'm
excited.
Yes, sir.
I just know Mac Jones is now on the trading block. So Lamar,
dude, I saw that today.
Is confirmed.
He's been shopping him. That's fucking nuts.
If we get Lamar, and D-Hop,
that's crazy.
Y'all might be back. Y'all might be back.
Maybe.
Y'all might be back.
So we'll see what happens. We'll talk some football very soon. But right now, let's focus on that basketball, bro.
Yeah.
Play-in's about to start. I don't know the schedule for it yet. Maybe by next week we'll know who's the top 8.
Yeah. That's going to be very interesting.
The 11th, right? So next Tuesday, isn't it? Isn't it announced the 11th?
Mm-hmm.
So I think so. Let me see. I'm going to look at it right now.
I think it's announced the 11th, which is next Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, we should know by roughly the next.
The season ends this weekend. Like the season ends this weekend. Yeah. So April 11th through the 14th, I guess that's when the play-in starts. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we'll know a little before the 11th. So should be good.
So not this weekend, but the next weekend, the players will officially have started. So depending on how everything goes, I mean, maybe we can decide if we want to push the next episode until Thursday when we finally know who the top 8 are, and we can predict matchups. I think. All right, well, all right, guys, that's all I got for tonight's episode. I had a little something else too, but honestly, I was like, nah, that doesn't make me feel real interested about it. So, too bad, CBA. Fuck you. Anyways, for Jeff, for Trey, for humble, not so humble James, I am Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out. Wemby's coming to San Antonio. Get it right, James.
Yeah.